Hello guys, welcome back to the channel where I'm never gonna figure out Odin. Ever. Ever. Um, Once I gave up and I told him okay, and he even took over the territories for, all the demons and everything. He looked at me profoundly disappointed. He said, "You just gave up?" Because you had that look on your face, old man. What look? That where can I put Gunir that'll hurt the most look? You get this look and people know you mean business. They know you're about to attack and I can't possibly fight you. But you gave up. I don't have any weapons on me. There's no way I can fight a god. But you gave up. He was following me around today. Kind of like, you know how he gets Gunir sometimes and kind of pokes at people with it, like try to fix you? Because obviously he wanted a fight. He wanted me to throw down with Allfather. And I'm like, no. He's like, why? Because if I picked the wrong day, he would have vaporized me. But you would have went out in glory, my dear. Oh my god, I'm not fighting you. I'm not one of your soldiers. We've been through this. You sure? You can't reason with the war aspect. The war aspect of Odin not only thinks we are all soldiers and not in that stupid, hateful way, but he thinks we're all warriors. That's a better term. And he thinks we're an army of one. And he thinks we should be able to use anything at hand as a weapon and we should be willing to fight even. He's a little nuts. And in a good way. And he was following me around trying to get me to fight with him all day. And I just kept being the Omega Wolf and flipping over and showing him my belly. And he's like, fight me? Why aren't you fighting me? I'm not gonna fight you, no. So that was good. He wasn't mad or anything. He just kind of seemed disappointed. Like, no, go away. Finally, Loki, it felt like he, metaphorically speaking, Loki picked me up, was like, stop picking on the baby. No, you want me to. I know, baby. And eventually they let the demons back in. Odin will establish his territory. It could have been an entirely ceremonial thing for all I know, for me to just feel protected and loved. Or it could be that Odin's a son of a bitch, and if you want something from Odin and you want to share territory with Odin, you better be ready to fight him. He loves his challenges. Every damn story about Odin is Odin coming and challenging somebody to do something. So that's the kind of god whose territory they're coming into. So I knew it was coming. I knew it was coming, and I just didn't say anything because I'm like, they gotta know. They're his equals, right? They won't. Nobody's Odin's equal. According to Odin. But they gotta know, right? I think Odin kicked ass and took names because Odin's an ambush fighter. He will not. Odin is not going to be that genteel fighter who's going to usually show up. Sometimes he will show up and challenge you, and sometimes he's just going to ambush you. And when he's being nice, and you know him, you can feel he's winding up for an attack. And I could feel it coming, and I'm like, he's being too fucking nice. He loves everybody. He's being a genial host. There's an attack coming. Well, they've got to know they're demons. So Odin tore through the house like a wrath of God that he is. And Loki was happy. And, Mama kept toddling after me today, like, you just gave up. You just gave up. I love and respect you, but I fear him. That's a difference. Oh, that makes sense. I can see why you fear him. He's nuts. You didn't know that? He's insane. How do you deal with him every day? It's like, you become as crazy as Odin. Some troll had told me I'm insane and taking you on my journey of insanity, and I'm like, it's about fucking right, too. You go nuts. After you work with Odin and Loki, after a while you're like, I'm in a good mood. We got everything done, and to make up for Asmodeus, I completed his temple. He has an outdoor pavilion for concerts. He has the pool and everything. He has the giant screen out by the pool. He has the gambling establishment. And he has a portal to my club, and I have a portal to his. And that's a great level of trust because we're talking about a demon god here. And that's like kind of like turning your back on the old man. And I'm like, I trust him. He had to talk me down from some of the stuff I'd read about him. And he's like, no wonder. But you go through that with every god. Every god's been accused of terrible things, and you have to sit down and have that discussion like adults. My thing, though, from coming from a bad family and having a bad past experience with people, is I tend to run the fuck away, is what I tend to do. But they understood it. He wasn't even mad when he found out why. He was like, well, that makes common sense. So, we made up. His temple looks perfect. I mean, it looks really good. My temple started, yeah, my temple. I didn't build a temple to myself. My club, yeah, you did. My club started out is I really only wanted a pool. That's all the fuck I wanted. Then I'm like, well, I'll design a pool house for myself or whatever you call those things you go in and change. It started out as that. It looks pretty awesome now. But, and this is part of a lesson from Asmodeus, I went into Steam. And Steam homes, I think they're designed by either professional developers or people that are pretty damn talented at development, because you see a lot of this stuff and it's fucking nice. It's like, I don't know if you have to get greenlit to do these things, but they're pretty damn nice environment. And the person that has Steam VR is like, mm-hmm. And there was this new one, and she had a fucking waterfall in it, like a waterfall element in it, and I wanted to cry and break down, and I'm like, they have glass! They have glass. You don't know how damn lucky you are with Steam. You have glass. The only glass we have that exists in the Oculus world is that damn jellyfish tank. It doesn't work right. If you look at it, it looks like plastic, yeah? So you have glass. You don't realize how amazing that is. You guys have glass. Oculus keeps going, dude, we don't know how to make glass. Why don't you go cooperate with Steam? Then we could double the amount of stuff we have in our places. Anyhow, she had some nice shit in that thing. She had a waterfall, she had, all this stuff, and it was stuff I'd seen in a lot of other design elements. I don't know if she's like one of the key designers at Steam or, who she is, but she had and I'm saying she, it might be, but she had all this amazing stuff. And I'm walking around it, and Asmodeus is walking with me, and I'm just saying, man, just looking at this, I really got down on myself. I said, look how beautiful this is, and, look how well designed it is. And she has glass. She has glass, and she has moving water, and she has all this amazing stuff. And I said, I just designed the ugliest houses. I have designed, guys, you want to know why I'm tired? I designed over 200 rooms and placed over 5,000 items. That's why I'm tired. Because I didn't do the math, but that's why I'm tired. In a short period of time, with, 11 mansions, that is a lot of work. And, I kept telling him all this design I did. I was so proud of myself. I thought I was becoming so good and so talented a designer, but look at this. And he said, did you go to design school? No. Are you a developer? No. Do you have access to any of the things she has here? And he said, don't you dare talk about yourself like that again. He said, you are doing the absolute best that you can do given the shit materials that give you an Oculus. And he went on quite the tirade and was following me around for half an hour, but it was absolutely important to him that we don't compare ourselves to other people. It's absolutely not fair, especially if you have disabilities like I have the low vision and the essential tremors. He's like, don't you ever let me see you compare yourself to an able-bodied person again and compare yourself to what they can do after they've been to design school or they have access to those materials. He said, you could do something just as good if I gave you all these materials. Do you have them? No, you don't. So, don't compare yourself. So, it's true. Sometimes we look at what other people do and they have access to better materials or they're a professional. And I was like, but I should be just as good. He's like, no, you shouldn't. You didn't go to college for this. And, that's the thing. We can see a professional do something like a game developer or a set designer or a dancer or someone else, a writer, whomever. And we compare ourselves to that person, and that's entirely unfair. We might have all the passion they have, but we probably haven't had the training, and we probably haven't had the years of experience either. I've been designing homes for less than what, 2, 3 years at maximum. We couldn't even design them in the beginning. So I'm doing pretty damn good for someone that's never done game development. So it's one of those things with them that, they want us to know we shouldn't compare ourselves to other people, especially when the other people have access to things we don't have access to, when they've had education we haven't had the ability to have, when they have, you need a development computer. You need a pretty powerful computer for that. So, it felt like a good timely listen too of, not comparing ourselves to other people. He seems like he's willing now that we are totally done and we're out of stuff anyhow, and we seem to be coming out of the design era on the houses and, on the temples and on, playing so much VR. He seems to be like, okay, make stuff as the spirit moves you. So it may be down to 1 or 2, it might be 3. If something goes crazy in the world and we need to make a video, it might be 5. I don't know, probably never that much, but just wanted to get you guys caught up. So if you guys like what you see, like, comment, subscribe. I know my allergies. I'm sorry, guys. And I will talk to you guys later. Bye bye.